So I barely got out of today alive. I be, you know, I don't know what happened today. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what I was doing. Honestly, today was such a day where I never thought I would have another day like this for right now. And honestly, there is no excuse. But as you can see from my screen right here, I just took so many trades, so many impulsive trades in and out of this market, and it just never worked out for me, you know. And only to watch the entire move play out that I was expecting after. So today, these are the results. So I took about 16 trades today, and this is where the account is at right now. I'm down $3,000 from the highs, and today I lost $2,120. So I lost back all of the gains from here plus this. So I'm down 2,000 today and $3,363. You know, so pretty much I'm halfway through the maximum loss and I haven't had a good profitable day on this account. August has been rough. This week was tough, but honestly, today could have been avoided. Like, I'm not going to make any excuse. Today could have been avoided. I didn't have to take those losses today, and I didn't have to take so many trades. I didn't have to lose that much. Not proud of myself, but honestly, I don't know. You know, I don't know. So let me show you. I not even can go over all of the trades that I take. Honestly, I started out the day here after the 9:30 spike down. I don't know why we dropped so much. I was expecting us to continue up, but we were in premium anyways, and we just decided to sell all the way down. And from we get down here, I'm thinking, yes, maybe we made lower day, and I started to force the buys. I started to attempt buying and going long. And when I did not get the long, I tried to go short a few times and I got stopped out on those too. So I tried to go long here, stopped out. I tried to go long here again, stopped out. I tried to go short here, stopped out up here. I tried to go long inside of here, got stopped out as well. And I took several longs inside of here, stopped out. I tried a few more times in here, got stopped out. Over here, I tried to go short again and I got stopped break even because I was at this point in time very cautious. And then I tried to go long over here, and at this point in time, I just decided, you know what, I'm not going to risk too much. I wasn't even seeing the charts clearly the way I was executing. I wasn't seeing the charts clearly. I don't know what I was thinking. And this last trade that I took, that was the only trade I should have taken. Because maybe if I hadn't had so many losses over here, I would have maybe just been patient. Because honestly, I needed to avoid this macro. This 950 to 1010 macro should have been avoided completely, you know? And after, this was the clean move. See, perfect retest of this order block. It's outside of the macro, but even if I execute it inside of here at around 10:50 to 11 macro, 10:50 to 11:10 macro, then I would have caught all of this. And I decided, you know what, I'm not going to force anything more because I sat and watched all of this play out. You know, if I had taken these entries over here inside of here, then I would have been fine. But I was using too much size because I was setting the stop loss too tight. And as you can see, I just get stopped out in 1 to 2 candles, trying to play it safe, trying to recover. And I was just trying to make some profit. I don't think any of the trades that I took went more than $250 in profit most of the time before getting stopped out. And I really need to get over this impulsive behavior, trying to force trade, not waiting for a proper setup. Because honestly, what you see right here, I don't know. Honestly, what you see right here doesn't make any sense. Because majority of the trades that I took here They weren't from any structure shift. They weren't from any change in the state of delivery. Mainly no inversions, maybe a few. And we didn't retest any other block. We didn't do anything else. I wouldn't have executed. I was just trying to make money and trying to just, and that is the result of it. I'm going to try my best to try to recover this account. I can't afford to lose it, but it's going to take some work, some patience, some discipline. But all hope is not lost. I survived this week. Hopefully, we get some better price action, and hopefully, I learn to see through the bullshit of what I did and try to make some better decision. But right now, I'm not feeling too hot about today and too hot about this account, because right now I'm halfway through the daily loss to the maximum loss limit, and I haven't had a good green day on this, and right now I'm down to 96,000 and change. Call it 97,000, so I'm down 3,000. And I told myself I was only going to risk $200 per trade, and I should have only take maybe 3 to 4 attempts today. And as you can see, majority of the trades are under 200 or a little over 200. See, 190, 160, 130. But I just took too many. This is the biggest one last today. The rest of them 190, 170, 150. I just took too many of them, just too many. And it's just trying to force these trades and like feeling panic in a rush and all of that from taking these trades, and that is the result. you know I didn't have, like, it doesn't even make any sense. you know I didn't, like, from what I should have done compared to what I've done is a stark contrast. Like, it's literally day and night. And all of this was just a market maker buy model. We were just basing out after selling off. We didn't run the previous daily low. We didn't even take the previous daily high. I should have just waited. I should have just waited. And the fact of the matter is, I was buying on the sell side of the curve when we were just taking liquidity. So here we took that low from I think some of these lows are from overnight session. Majority of them are from overnight session. So this one was from, I think, London and Asia, and several of them until down here. So when we took this final low down here, which is from the previous day over here, after we took that low, that is after when we ran up, you know, and it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good for somebody that has been trading so long. I shouldn't be making this mistake, you know. And I don't know. I don't know. So catching some of these trades would have been good. And some of them, it's because the size that I'm using, I couldn't even widen the stop. I just make it hit. Some of them are closed manually. But if I had just taken maybe one or two and just leave them, let them run, then I would have been fine. Even this one that I got break even here, this final one from here to here, this is literally over $400 from one position. So I could have recovered maybe $800 from that one trade. And I could have added, and I didn't use magic keys or anything here. I just take the minimum size that I say makes sense to me. But if I was risking to lower there and just taking the small $200 risk over here, I would have made so much more, as you can see right here. Just showing you a different perspective. This is on the um just showing you from market pending. So the stop is at lower there here, and I entered right there with one of these size. This could have easily been $1,000. $1,000 with one $200 risk. And that is all I need. But I was looking at it, the stops are too wide. I don't know. I was just wasn't paying attention. you know, just get overwhelmed, distracted, and it got the better of me. You know, I just need to take accountability now and try to recover. But not going to cry over spilled milk is already done. I'm going to just show you the moves that happened this week or today rather, and what we can expect going into next week. So we start from the higher time frame, starting from the 4 hour and the daily quickly. So today, see how we did. We came down. We still haven't hit 50% because today was an inside day. And as you can see, we tap into this fair value gap, the same one that we started in a couple of weeks ago. And this week we close as a bearish engulfing. So next week we could easily come back up to retest and continue selling now, because honestly I think we could have some unfinished business left down here. So we have some unfinished business left down here we could take out, and further to there we could come all the way down here to take out these lows. We could come all the way back down here to take out these lows. So yeah, so hopefully we get some good price action next week, but right now it's not looking too pretty for the Nasdaq. We could be selling further. So US 30 had a strong recovery. We didn't engulf, but we had more than 50% retracement of the sell off from yesterday, and we did take some good liquidity, but I still think we could go lower because the this is the monthly open right here. We come so close to it, we didn't tap into this new month or new week opening gap, as well as this now is creating relatively equal lows and liquidity from this low right here and this low. So at some point in time, that could get run through. So that is US 30. Looking at US 500 or the S&P 500. So we actually came pretty close, are actually in equilibrium of that sell off, but it is actually the strongest one right now because we are closer to all-time highs on this thing, and we did actually break out. So from this pullback, I don't know how far we make it back down, but this is the current monthly open. We could come back to fill it, but that would take some good escalation, some heavy bearish pressure, because this is over um 150 points to get into the lows there. And gold, we have a very strong week, so we actually push up very strong today, and this is confirming the breakout on gold, and we are just targeting liquidity to the highs. So we keep on running these highs and pushing up and up and up, and it looks like we want to get back into all-time highs pretty soon. We are pretty much halfway there, and this is confirming a breakout after this little consolidation right here. So this daily OB and weekly OB in fact held, and on the daily time frame, this change in the state of delivery here was a nice one to continue higher. And oil, we had a up close as well this week, strong up close, engulfing last week or above last week's high, as well as today was an inside day, but it was still bullish. um yeah, that is on the higher time frame. Going now down to the 1 hour time frame, and as you can see on the Nasdaq, we are still inside of our range right here, still inside of the range, but we are in equilibrium on the higher time frame, and we are a little bit in discount on these mid-level time frames. Like I said, the best move came last night in these buys. The sell you could have caught from this daily order block as well as a breaker. This hourly order block as well as this breaker from over here. You could have used that to catch the sell, and the buys from down here were also valid. I just tried too many times inside of there. The 15-minute time frame, like, it's just a nice easy play going up. So from this break and retest here, you could have gotten entries, another entry in here, another entry from this fair value gap, another one here, another one here, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 entries that you could have caught are added into to catch the uptrend before we sell off. And this is the refined supply level on the 15-minute that we had a nice drop from, that I didn't take part in. And all I was trying to do is catch the buys inside of here to catch the recovery here because I was bullish. And this was a valid buy as well. Like I said, my timing was just half. I didn't wait for the setup to fully materialize. I didn't wait for my entry confirmations, and that is the reason why I got stopped out so many times forcing the entries. So had I waited properly for the move to play out, then I would have been perfectly fine. As you can see over here, we did come back to retest this nice little OB right here, and we could have caught some good moves, and if I waited for the macro, it would have been perfect over here. This one isn't valid. We didn't get any good moves inside of it, but if I got stopped out 1 or 2 times, I should have just been patient and wait for the next one or call it a day. The rest of the day is just consolidation. You could have caught buys inside of here, but nothing too clean inside of there. But the best move was from here and here, and the overnight session was also pretty decent as well. The overnight session was pretty decent. If I look at the overnight, if I look at the overnight from here, so from say Asia Open, you could have caught some buys inside of here, some nice scalps. Um, High, not really the highest probability, but you can use more size, use some wider stops as well, and capture some, or some tighter stops too, and capture some good moves. So from this open right here at 9, you could have caught an entry there as well. Coming up into the latter part of Asia into London. I was looking, I think I went to bed somewhere inside of here, but this was a valid buy right here. Valid buy inside of here, valid buy right here, valid buy right here, coming up into the higher there. So this is inside the 4 hour. This is inside the 4 hour open of the, what is this? I think this is pre-market, going into pre-market over here, but you got some clean moves take place there, and it's just unfortunate, but it is what it is. So we'll see how boys we can recover next week. I'm going to be a lot more cautious and patient. I'm going to try to risk less and try to see if I can stack up some good wins, aiming for some $300, $500 days until I make my way out of drawdown and see how best I can recover. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for subscribing, and I'll catch you guys next week. Peace.